Hello there. Well, it's very early April and this is my first trip to the river to fish for trout. The season started on April the 1st. I'm really coming down to have a little walk with my wife because there's always lots of wildflowers to see along the banks. So it's not a serious fishing trip, but there's plenty to see. Look at those lovely kingcups there. They like to grow in the wettest places. And we've had one of the wettest winters that I can remember. But spring is here now, and you just listen to those birds. It's quite a quiet area because there's no busy roads nearby, but you do hear the odd light aeroplane going over. Well, I've just chosen to use the Tenkara rod today because it's light and it's easy to take along, and I'm not expecting very much because these rivers don't really wake up until late April, and it's still very early yet, but the river looks in nice condition. Now I'm using my max catch rod, which fishes at 3 lengths, but the longest length is 10'6", which I tend to put it straight to 10'6", but you can bring it down to about 8 feet. And the fly I'm using is slightly weighted. It's got a little bead head because I expected the river to be pretty full and moving quite fast. I needed to sink it. It was a beautiful morning, but this afternoon it's definitely sort of clouding over, and I'm sure there's some rain on the way. But as I said, we've had a really bad weather all over England. We've had very unusual mild conditions, but with lots and lots of rain. These rivers have been flooded, but it has washed out the banks, and it's cleaned them up, and you could say it's diluted, and it's cleaned the river, cleaned the gravels, so I think that would be a good thing. There certainly are a lot of wildflowers on the banks. Primroses seem to be doing really well. The bluebells are not really out just yet. There's a few out, but these banks will be covered in bluebells in another week or two, and it'll be well worth coming down just to see them. The leaf on the tree is just starting to form. Very soft little green leaves. Now these daffodils, I'm sure they're not wild. They must have washed out of someone's garden many years ago and settled on the bank, but they do look nice. Yeah, all this will be bluebell through here. This path will turn from green to blue. The river does look nice. You can see all that nice clean gravel. These streams come out of the forest, the new forest, and so there's not really much agricultural pollution, which is a good thing. I can feel the odd spot of rain, but I hope it stays off for another hour or two. Now this green plant here, the leaves there, that's dog's mercury, which is poisonous to dogs, probably poisonous to us. I wouldn't want to try it. But it is a prime indicator of ancient woodland, so as many of these other flowers are as well. Well, I shall carry on moving up, and there's some dog violets. And this is going to be my first bow and arrow cast of the 2024 season. Very good way of getting the line and the fly out onto the water quickly Very good for shooting underneath the bushes. I think the Tenkara rod really does lend itself to the bow and arrow cast. Well, I shall come back to the river in a week or so's time. The bluebells will be out and maybe the fishing will be a little bit more productive. But there is something special about that first visit to the river of a new season. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this short trip to the river. If you did, please click a like and maybe subscribe. And I'm going to leave you with this scene of primroses in profusion along this bank. They absolutely look glorious. I don't think I've seen them better. It certainly is a good year for primroses. Goodbye for now.